Oh my god, you guys, I just realized that I'm wearing a green fucking
Weather! Alright, this is Talk Super, and I'm Chris.
And I'm Taylor.
And we've unfortunately been friends for about 20-something years.
Something like that. Some 21. We're a legal drinking age of friendship.
And I'm sorry you wasted all that time of mine. But the one redeemable thing that you gave me in my life was introducing me to a little thing called Dragon Ball Z. So now, fast forward all those years, we were elementary school kids watching the show together, and now there's a new show. I don't know if you're aware of that.
There is. We've been watching it, and it is called Dragon Ball Super. It is the third Akira Toriyama series to be in the Dragon Ball series. You have Dragon Ball, you have Dragon Ball Z, you have Dragon Ball Super now. There's definitely not another one of those series in there, and if it existed, it would not be a horrible piece of shit. But it doesn't exist.
He didn't make that thing. It doesn't exist, so we're good.
Yeah, so we're all safe from that other series.
So the point of this is we're two more nerds, deciding that our opinions are worth wasting your time with on the internet. So every week we're going to watch the episode of Super. We're going to come talk about it. We'll briefly recap in case you didn't watch the episode and you want to ingest it that way. And then we'll talk about what we thought of the episode. So it's
a lot of us talking.
That's why we're here. That's why you're here. So let's go ahead and get started on Dragon Ball Super Episode 1.
Episode 1.
What was it called? The fucking...
The super great...
The Peacetime Award. Who gets the money?
Who gets the 100 million
Who wants to be a
Zeni?
millionaire? Yeah, something like that.
Regis Philbin came out and fought Hercule and...
We're giving them a bad impression for this episode. So it actually started, about a few months have passed since Dragon Ball Z, since the events of Dragon Ball Z. Goku's now a farmer. He pretends to be a farmer, actually. He basically just rides his farming equipment out into the field. It's not really a field. It's almost like deserty shit. But then he just blows holes and shit because he's practicing and he can't go train with King Kai because Chi-Chi's mad at him because they don't have any money. Because that's a big plot point in this episode is everyone's poor now. Because Goku doesn't have any money and the Ox King's fortune ran out, which explains our question for years about how do they afford to live when they don't have jobs?
I kind of always had that inkling that they were just getting money from the Ox King, because where the hell else are they getting money except from welfare or something?
Well, now they're gonna have to resort to that because the Ox King's fortune is all gone, as we've seen.
Yeah.
So and then I guess just the town, the city is rewarding. They're trying to reward Hercule for saving the day against Boo with a fuckload of money, and there's
even though the people had no idea what was going on in that episode, Vegeta just started talking to them, and he's like, raise your hands to the sky, and they're all like, what are you doing? And Hercule's like, everybody just listen to him. Trust me, I know what's going on.
Yeah, well, they saw a celebrity they knew, and then they just blindly trusted him. So then the next thing that happened in the episode is, Goten is trying to find I can't remember, was it a wedding gift, or just
It was an engagement
something along those lines for Videl. And he and Trunks go to a hot spring where some creepy old guy tells them that there's a river somewhere where the water heals your skin or makes you healthier or whatever. So then they go there, they fight a weird big dragon thing. Somehow, the two guys, the two kids that are Super Saiyans and they fall Majin Buu, all that shit, they somehow don't really beat the snake that soundly. It's
barely.
It's an even fight. It's
they barely get out, and they've got the Dragon Ball scrapes and bruises, or when you get dirt on your face in Dragon Ball Z, that equates
that means
to
you got your ass kicked.
That means it was a really hard fight. If you don't have any of those, then it means that nothing happened.
It was fine. Yeah.
And if blood's there, oh boy, that means that you got your ass kicked.
That means it's not an episode of Kai.
That's true.
So then they beat the weird snake thing. They get a bottle of the water, and they give it to Videl, and she's nice enough to play along and act like it's an amazing birthday gift, even though it turns out it's just regular old water. And the old sex pervert lied to them. Yeah. There's nothing magical about the water.
I wonder why he sent them there.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Does he believe the rumor? Does he
I got it. Okay, so I think that was his pet snake, or dragon thing.
We're going real deep into this now.
I think that was his pet, and he couldn't afford to feed it. And he's like...
Oh, hey, he wanted to go lead them to their death?
Hey kids, there's this magic water. He's like, oh, thank God, Slithers gets to eat for the day.
Alright, dude, forget Beerus, forget Frieza. That old guy is the biggest villain in the Dragon Ball Super universe. Okay, and then the episode ends with Hercule presenting the money to Goku because he's the one that really saved the day. And Goku at first has to turn it down because he's a nice guy, and it's too much money he can't possibly accept. But then Goten cheerily reminds him, like, but Dad, if you take this money, you won't have to work and you can go train. And he goes, what? And he,
Goku's like, I'll take the money.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was about to Kamehameha hurt Mr. Satan right then and there and just take it off his corpse.
Yeah.
He was real fucking stoked to take the money then, but yeah.
Once he found out he didn't have to work and he could just he didn't even have to get food stamps anymore.
And that's where that episode ended. So my favorite part about the episode was that it kept going. One of our favorite jokes about Dragon Ball that we've been talking about for years, in that Goku is a complete deadbeat.
And doesn't care about his kids, and doesn't care about
he's never there for his wife or kids.
He basically leads Gohan into certain death when he's 6.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, go with Bulma to this alien planet and possibly fight things. It doesn't matter to me.
But they really, really enforced the deadbeat thing hard in this episode because not only does he not have any money, and he's dicking around at his job, and he desperately wants to not have a job so he can go train.
Yeah.
And he's taking all this money that he was too good for a minute ago so that he doesn't have to work. And then the biggest thing to me, I could not get over this. They say in the episode, they specifically mention that Gohan and Videl have moved in together, and Goku has not been to their house.
They didn't even help him move in or anything. That's what parents do. They help you move into your new place.
He's not been to their house. You wonder if he's even seen Gohan since then.
He's too busy riding his big green tractor
and dressing like a Jurassic Park action figure.
I don't know. Just decides to stay home, blast holes in the ground.
That's what good dads do.
In the ground that he's supposed to be farming, mind you.
Yeah, I don't know how many good crops you're going to get out of that, but...
He is the worst farmer ever.
Goku
bad. Is fucking terrible.
So one of the things I took notes on that I wanted to make sure we brought up is that the new Trunks voice actor killed it.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
She's really good.
I should have written down her name because I don't remember it, but a big reason that we waited to watch the sub watch the dub instead of the sub is because I think for you too, but mostly for me, the voice actors are a huge part of why I love Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That American English Funimation voice cast.
That's what we grew up on.
Yeah.
And I don't have the attention span to read words.
That's not my problem, but
I don't even know how to read. So.
But the thing was, it's so because I'm so attached to the voice cast, I would have thought that I'd be able to tell any difference instantly. And she sounds exactly like Laura Bailey. It's a seamless. Although I think I talked to you about this before, but I think during the movies I might have noticed that something was different about Trunks' voice, but in the show she's perfected the.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too low, too high. It sounds as close as you can possibly get. We can't really say the same thing for the same voice actor who voiced Goten.
I was so surprised. I thought for sure that
it was
that
bad.
They replaced. I'm not gonna go that negative on it, but it's.
Yeah, I will go that negative. I thought it was horrible.
I went.
It sounded like Goten turned into a jack-officer.
Could you demonstrate Goten as a jack-officer?
Well, Videl, I got you a new present from the hot spring. We had to fight a snake to get it.
But yeah, I thought for sure they replaced Kara Edwards, and I was bummed about it. And then I looked, and she still is she's reprising her role as both Videl and Goten.
Yeah.
But it must be different voice direction or something for it, because Goten. The weird thing about it to me is that Goten sounds younger now than he did in Dragon Ball Z, and this is in the future.
Yeah, that's supposed to be shortly after.
So that's a little weird and bothers me a little bit, but it's whatever. I'm sure
it majorly bothered me. If I have to listen to that for a while, oh boy.
You might get used to it. Another thing that's interesting about Super is that I was pre-warned about this, that they're retelling the story of the first two movies in the show form, and so I'm gonna give that a chance. I'm interested. And maybe it'll be cool to see everything fleshed out and spread out.
Right, they're trying to go more in depth with what they did with Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F. So it's you're being reintroduced to Beerus and Whis.
Right, and
they're new characters technically in this.
I like that to an extent because we might get like I said, more detail and whatever like that. But I'm also kind of hesitant about it because I don't want to constantly be comparing things that happen in the movie to the way they happen in the show. Like for example, the Beerus introduction in this episode, I felt wasn't nearly as strong as his
it was just Beerus like sitting around, and we didn't really talk about that in our recap. Was like they do a short thing.
You're right.
They do a short thing with Beerus and Whis where they're on a planet, and Beerus is eating, of course, because if you've seen the movies, you know that Beerus is like the thing he loves most in the entire universe is food,
and being an asshole because he's a cat,
and being an asshole because he's a cat, and he's a god of destruction.
And he blows the planet in half because the desserts are alright.
Right. He's at the planet. Him and Whis are there, and they're eating the desserts of these people, and they're of course in fear because Beerus is the god of death, destruction, whatever, god of cats.
I think it's god of destruction. Yeah.
God of destruction. So they're all in fear and they're sweating, and he's like, "Oh, it was all right," and then he blows the planet in half. He's like, "See, I didn't blow up the whole thing because I thought it was all right."
That's a good catch in your part because I think it's a really pivotal thing that we would have left. If someone would have just listened to our recap, it's like there's no villain in this show. It's just Goku's a farmer now, and Hercule has a briefcase of money, like he's on Deal or No Deal.
Right, and the thing with Beerus, at least like in the first episode, if you haven't seen like Battle of the Gods or anything, then you kind of look at it like, oh my god, they're destroying half the earth, and you'll come to find more and more it's like Beerus isn't going to be your typical like villain like Cell or Frieza or
Beerus is super interesting. Whis as well.
Yeah, as the show is going to go along, and especially if it's playing like it does in the first couple of movies, you're going to find that Beerus is maybe the most interesting villain that we've had, or I guess it's hard to even call him a villain.
I don't want to go like that much into the weeds in case people are
right.
Actually, no, fuck that. If you're watching Super, you've definitely seen the movies,
yeah,
right?
Seen,
like, all right, we won't go there. But so I don't know. What did you think of the episode overall?
I mean, it was great to see Dragon Ball again.
Yes, I agree.
That was mainly one of those things where it's like when I saw Force Awakens.
Yes.
Where I felt like no matter what, I was probably going to love it unless it was just a big pile of shit. Which it wasn't. We had fun watching it.
Yeah,
we had fun,
especially together.
We had fun poking fun
at Goku.
At Goku, and they addressed a major thing in the show, which is Goku and Chi-Chi never have any money. Why do they even have like a place to live?
Yeah.
And like it was great that they addressed that. It was a great little introduction to Beerus and Whis. There was no Vegeta in this episode,
yes.
which Vegeta is of course a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Vegeta. So it's kind of sad to see that, and then like the random dicking around with Trunks and Goten, while not like as terrible as the Broly movies, like it was a little bit annoying.
I was glad that I was warned beforehand that the first few episodes of Super are going to be like fillery Dragon Ball type stuff, just like little simple adventure stuff while we catch up and see what the characters have been up to. Because I feel like if I didn't know that, I would have come into this first episode expecting more, and I might have been disappointed. But because I knew that, I was just happy to see all the characters again. I was happy to see new Dragon Ball live on our TV. That's what
was important is that we got to see a new series that we know is going to be around for a while, and we'll keep on going. And it's not going to be a big pile of shit that's boring as fuck, that has nothing memorable in it whatsoever. And if you like it, then you're an idiot.
I would debate that's nothing memorable, but that's a whole different show. So there's one other thing I wanted to mention before we get out of here. That with Super debuting, and then they also have with it now the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters.
Yeah.
This new Toonami block is awesome.
Yeah.
I thought what it would be when we started watching would be we'd watch Super and then we turn it off and go about our business. But with Super and then Kai with the Buu Saga stuff, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which I had never seen before.
I had heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'd seen like a couple of episodes before. I always thought it was like a decent show, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it.
Yeah.
Until I burped and just threw up all over Master Roshi's beach right here. But like I had heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and I'd seen like an episode or two. I didn't pay that much attention to it, but it was always something that intrigued me. It was a show where they've got villains that are named after
like musicians.
After musicians, like there's a in the manga there's something in there where someone's like, he's coming, the one from the darkness, Limp Bizkit, which I always thought was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like a good fucking show.
We watched Super, like, paying obviously like the most attention, and then we like half talk, half watch through Kai.
Because we've already seen that shit.
And then
before.
you got ready to leave. We were gonna like part ways, and then JoJo just kept drawing us back in. We both just standing around looking at it because it was such a like an enthralling like.
I had like my coat on and my backpack and everything. I'm like, all right, see ya. And I probably stood there for like another 15, 20 minutes.
The majority of the episode because it's just so like just interesting or whatever. But basically, what I'm saying is that I'm happy that not only do we get Super, but we have like Toonami's basically back in terms of like programming you're gonna want to watch for like hours and not just like here's my show and I'm done.
And they're coming out with a new Gundam, aren't they?
That comes on after JoJo. I think. So but yeah, so that's it for the first episode of Talk Super, the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. So next week we'll be back with episode 2. Actually, you're probably gonna get episode 2 a lot sooner than next week.
Links are in the destruction description.
You did good.
The deadly
all right.
The Dragon Ball.
I'm not doing this. So we need like a cutesy. We need a cutesy sign off. Have a super day.
You stole mine from me.
No, you stole it from my brain.
No.
I thought it was the same thing.
Don't call me a robber, sir. I'm no burglar, no thief.
Have a super day.